If anything happens to my son, I will not survive it. Staying true to her words, Sally Ugwueze Okwu Kanu, the mother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after the invasion of their ancestral home in the guise of Operation Python Dance, and the disappearance of her son after the violent invasion of the royal palace, and fearing that her son, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was dead, took ill, and even later, after a few months, when he resurfaced in Israel, out of the shock she had lived with all the while, she finally gave up the ghost. When the book of legends are written in the sands of time, the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man, the genius, the legend, can never be complete without talking or writing about the woman, the matriarch, the womb that brought him into this world. Her Royal Majesty, Sally Ugwueze Okwu Kanu. In this video, we'll be talking about her life, being the mother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Operation Python Dance, desecration of the royal palace, and events leading up to her shock, trauma, sickness, and her final death. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video, and turn on notification button. If it's your first time watching me, please subscribe. And as I always like to add, if you're doing anything, please go and finish it and come back to this video, because once you start, I bet you cannot stop watching, except you want to burn the food in the kitchen. You are in for a roller coaster. Please hold on while I take you through this wonderful video. Let's go. So join me as I give you these salient points to note. I will read. I will start by a quote she made on the day of Operation Python Dance, according to sources close to her. Her Royal Majesty Ugwueze Sally Kanu, the mother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, uttered these exact words on the day the palace was invaded. She said, "If anything happens to my son, I won't survive it." I just wanted to point that quote out first. Then let's go on. When soldiers raided their home in 2017, it wasn't just a political attack. It was a direct blow to a mother's heart. She never recovered. Neither did her husband. She stood beside her husband, His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Okwu Kanu, the traditional ruler of Afaruku. She also stood behind her son, not as a fighter, but as a mother who believed in him. When the army invaded their home in 2017 under the Python Dance operation, she was there. She witnessed the trauma firsthand. The soldiers, the bullets, the brutality, and the fear. Many say she died in 2019, but truthfully, something inside her began to fade in 2017 when her son disappeared after the raid. For months, she didn't know if he was alive or dead. That emotional toll of losing a child to uncertainty slowly consumed her health and her spirit. Even when Kanu resurfaced in Israel, the damage had already been done. She was a mother grieving in silence, living under surveillance, knowing her family was being watched and haunted. Ugwueze Sally Okwu Kanu. She never held a microphone, she never gave a speech, but she gave the movement something more powerful. A son who stood up when others stayed silent. Her sacrifice is part of the story, even if no one cared to tell it. Behind the man many respect and few choose to fear was a mother who is often forgot. But here, we choose to remember her always. Her Royal Majesty, Ugoeze Sally Oku Kanu, will remember you. The thought of a mother in losing a son or a child is an episode that no parent wants to experience in this life. It is traumatic. Traumatic as a word cannot do justice to that feeling. It can break you down and render your life worthless in this life. As you can see, even happening to Onyechi Ikpeazu, one of the lead counsels of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu's mother went through a horrific event leading up to her demise. She was just caught in the crossfire. Her only offense, in quote, was being the vessel that God used to bring this great man to this world. I'm still going to read you more detailed accounts and encounter. I just want to bring you up to the mindset of what Nnamdi Kanu's family as a whole has been through, because it is not only about his present incarceration in the dungeon. This family has paid the ultimate price in all ramifications. However you want to see it, this family has shed blood. You know, when they talk about leading from the front, that a leader should lead from the front, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his family fits that proverb or that wise saying that a good leader should lead from the front, because they have held nothing back, given it their all, and paid the ultimate price. And I think all due respect should be given to them, because in all this, and even till today, they have found nothing wrong in his actions, words, or deeds. Whatever is happening to Nnamdi Kanu today can happen to any Igbo man across Nigeria, any Igbo family alive. What happened on that fateful day in their house was not only condemnable, but was worthy to even be called a genocide. No army of any country should invade its people. When you say an army invaded a family, an army should only invade an enemy territory, and there is no enemy within a country. What you have in a country is dissenting voices, people who don't agree, crime, and people who, go against the state. They are not necessarily people you should invade their home. Invade. It is the job of the police, the job of the civil defense to look into civil crisis. That is why it is called civil crisis. And if there's any problem in a country, the army should not be invading a private citizen's residence. I thought it was wise to encourage everyone out there, and also encourage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that even as he's passing through this trial, he should know that his mother, wherever she is standing head, shoulder, and knees with him. Even in death, Her Royal Majesty Sally Oku Kanu, true Nnamdi Kanu, still lives. On Thursday, September 14th, 2017, just before noon, turned to chaos. The small royal compound in Isiama, Afara Ibeku, Umahia was surrounded. The Nigerian army launched Operation Python Dance, a show of force across the southeast. But on this day, the operation became a raid on the home of His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Oku Kanu, traditional ruler of Afaruku, and his wife, Ugoeze Sally Kanu. Their son, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was inside. So was also his family. And so were dozens of IPOB members. Without formal notice, soldiers moved in. Shots were fired. Eyewitnesses said armored tanks broke their gates. Screams echoed across the compound, and blood spilled everywhere. In the heart of that chaos was Ugoeze Sally Kanu, his mother, a queen, but above all, a mother. She watched powerlessly as military men stormed the palace. She heard gunshots from the compound where her son stood just minutes earlier, and then there was silence. No one could find Nnamdi Kanu. From that day onward, Nnamdi Kanu disappeared. The Nigerian government denied arresting him. His lawyers accused the army of actually unaliving him. His family, especially his mother, lived in torment. Ugoeze Sally Kanu broke down emotionally. Those close to her say she collapsed during the attack and never recovered emotionally or physically afterward. From that day onward, she suffered sleepless nights. She refused to speak publicly, and in private, she wept. For weeks, she believed her son had been killed. Over a year later, in October 2018, the world saw a shocking video. Nnamdi Kanu had reappeared in Israel, alive. But by then, the damage to his mother was irreversible. Though she was overjoyed that he is alive and that he lived, those who know her said, and I quote, "It wasn't the same anymore. The trauma had aged in her. She smiled less, she spoke less, her strength was gone." On October 30th, 2019, Ugoeze Sally Kanu passed away. She died in Germany, where she had gone for medical treatment. Her family announced the death in October, almost exactly 2 years after the palace raid. Her husband, His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Kanu, passed away shortly after. Many believed they both died not from illness, but from heartbreak. In quote, "They stormed our home, took our peace, and shattered our family." Nnamdi Kanu later said this, "My mother died of a broken heart." On February 14th, 2020, their bodies were brought back to Afaroku for burial. But even in death, they were not still free. The Nigerian military deployed troops to monitor the funeral. IPOB members were warned not to attend. Nnamdi Kanu could not return home to bury his own parents. Ugoeze Sally Kanu, she never spoke on the news. She never led rallies. But she paid the price of a nation unrest in silence. She became the face of the unseen suffering, the mother whose son was haunted, the queen whose palace was attacked, and the woman who died slowly from the trauma of violence. Before I say anything again, I will give you notable dates for you to remember. The Operation Python dance itself was held on September 14, 2017. Remember that. And the day Nnamdi Kanu reappeared in Israel, that was on October 19th, 2018, which is about a year after he disappeared from his home. Then Nnamdi Kanu was seen in London, from Israel to London on May 2019. And I'll also remind you that the home was invaded on 2017, September. And his mother died, on August 30th, 2019. His father died on December 2019. And the burial of both parents was on February 14th, 2020. These are dates I thought I should put out there for those who find interest in saving or keeping them, for remembrance and posterity, because it is good that you know your history, and it's also good that you know notable moments that shaped your history. May God, in His infinite mercy, grant her soul eternal peace, eternal rest, and for her to know that she has not been forgotten, her sacrifices have not been forgotten, the love she has for her son lives in him, even in this trying time in the dungeon. So for you out there that have watched to this point, please show some love to Her Royal Majesty Sally Ugoeze Okukano by eulogizing this matriarch, by eulogizing this great woman that gave life to the legend himself, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And please, never forget her. Always put her in your prayers. And also remember that she paid the ultimate price for the love of her son. This is also the 6th day to the countdown of the court case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we believe that the spirits of his mother will follow him to the court. The spirit of his mother will follow him all through this case and definitely will lead him to victory. May the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I have been your host, Chi Ne Du. Thank you for watching this video. Till I see you in the next one. Peace.